This is Peter Towers, the CEO of ESS BizTools. Welcome to this special webinar, Business Advisory Services, the New Directions for Accountants. I'll just get this to work. We've made 5 predictions of what's going to happen to the accountancy industry in Australia over the next 3 years. And these include prediction 1, the voluntary lodgement of wage earner tax returns has been encouraged by the Australian Taxation Office. We believe will encourage a shift by many accountants who currently specialise in wage earner tax returns into doing more small business work. And this will mean that the accountants already servicing small businesses will need to develop new products to add values. And because of this, our second prediction is that tax returns will become more of a commodity product because there's going to be more competition for doing tax return preparation work. And prediction 3, we really believe that accountants will need to offer business advisory services, including Chief Financial Officer's suite of services to SMEs. Numerous surveys have been conducted in Australia and New Zealand over the last 10 years, which have indicated that a significant majority of small, medium enterprises want their accountants to perform more services for them than just income tax returns. So what these surveys are showing is that besides the compliance work, clients are looking for business analysis, advice, interpretation, how to raise finance, whether it's capital or loan funds. Very importantly, succession or exit planning and information technology. Most of these items should be able to be supplied to them by accountants. Our fourth prediction is if accountants in public practice do not offer business advisory services, then we honestly believe that the expectation in the marketplace that clients have will be taken up by other accountants and business coaches. You only have to be watching the national press to see the number of advertisements that have been appearing in this year and last year from franchised business consultancy firms to realise that these people really believe there is a significant amount of work and therefore fees from offering business advisory services. Accountants have worked very hard over the last 100 years for the trusted advisor recognition. But this will only be retained if accountants continue to perform very important services for their SME clients. And we believe the accountancy of the business of about 2013-14 will be offering commercial services including business health checks, budgets, cash flows, debtors management, business plans, succession plan, family business, leadership, Chief Financial Officer services, strategic management consultancy services. In other words, a suite of Chief Financial Officer services for their clients. So how do you go about even reviewing within your firm whether you should introduce business advisory services? Well, in the first place, the partners should agree that a review is going to be undertaken. And then the next most important group of people, we believe, is your own team members. Within our material, there are questionnaires for the team members to complete. Are they interested in undertaking business advisory service? From my experience, having been involved with a number of accounting firms undertaking this step, the vast majority of accountants, when asked, will indicate to you they would like to do some business advisory services work. Why? Because they get bored with tax returns. They're looking for a further challenge. They're looking for a wow factor, a good response, a positive response from the clients. They'd like to think that they're helping the clients. How long since a client really thanked you for doing an outstanding job on their tax return? You then need to identify who could be involved in offering business advisory services. And then you need to classify your clients into A and B classes. And to do that, you can use the SME needs analysis. The next important group of people is your clients. Even though the various surveys have said that clients want more business advisory services, you should get the feedback from your own clients. And it'd be a good idea to classify your clients into industry groups. Also, many of you are probably already earning some money from business advisory services. Some firms don't seem to realise that they're actually doing that, so we'll work out how much you're currently getting. And then you'll have a start to try to work out what you can now generate. And the first document we suggest you use is the SME needs analysis. This is based on a document originally prepared by Andrew Geddes from FMRC Smith Inc. We've expanded it with his permission. And what the SME needs analysis is examining is the whole structure of a client's affairs. How are they going currently? What's their tax planning looking like? Now they're the compliance issues. But then let's look at the future. Future planning, wealth creation, risk management, succession and estate planning. How can they improve their business? What financial changes do they need to make? And what other services could you supply to them? We'd suggest you give a copy of the needs analysis to the client. Let them have a look at it first and then work your way through it with them. In most cases, it will identify work that the client then wants you to give them a proposal on as to what it might cost and how long it would take you to do it. And that, in effect, is the start of the journey on introducing business advisory services. So the checklist for introduction of business advisory services includes identifying the clients who want business advisory services. Obviously, if you do a client survey and some say they're not interested, well, you're not going to press them. But you wouldn't classify them as an A-class client either. What are your strategies for competing over the next 3 years, 2011 to 2013? Accountants are going to get challenged by wage earner return specialists at present wanting to go up the food chain, as it were, to get more involved in SME clients as the number of wage earner tax returns decreases. The tax commissioner recently said they've now got 2.4 million wage earners directly lodging direct with the tax office. And their overall figure is obviously to get over 4 million people doing that. What's your light on the hill strategy? What's your firm really trying to achieve? Are you really trying to employ good, young, smart accountants? Well, we honestly believe you have to be offering more than compliance work. Are you offering financial planning services? Are you going to be able to deliver proactive services, not reactive services? Go to the clients in the next 2 to 3 months and indicate to them that you've had significant staff training and you're now able to be proactive in offering business advisory services. Not waiting for a client to ring you and say, I wanted some cash flow forecast advice, you didn't offer it to me, so I've gone to someone else, or I've signed up with one of the consultant franchise organisations and I'm going to pay them $2,500 or $3,000 per month to give me the type of services that most accounting firms in Australia could have supplied to their clients. And you need to consider some other things like staffing, marketing, product development, training. And you also need to get agreement from partners that they're going to delegate effectively, because partners are needed in the launch of business advisory services, not to do all the work, but to plan it and to be the key communicators with the clients. So the partners, in our opinion, should be doing the high-end work, but spending a lot of time on building relationships, leadership, and training and mentoring the team members who are really going to be the deliverers of business advisory services. Pardon me. One of the key documents we have in the process is the balanced scorecard questionnaire, which is to be completed by partners and team members. And we believe that you should review this questionnaire about every 6 months to see what your overall score is like. And this will tell you whether your team members are caught up in the enthusiasm, whether they're proud to be involved in the delivery of the products that your firm is offering. So if you decided you think this could be a good idea, you obviously need to be familiar with the products that you're going to offer. And whilst in our material there's a complete menu of products, you don't need to be able to offer all of them from day one. Phase this in. If you haven't been previously offering business advisory services, your clients are not going to be sitting there demanding all of the products to be offered to them from day one. Phase it in, 3 or 4 products at a time. And the phase-in period will probably be a period of 18 months to 2 years. Indeed, Andrew Geddes from FMRC Smith Inc. said that he believes the total process from the decision to proceed to very satisfactory installation is about 3 years. You need to grade your clients, because it's really only the A and the B who you want to make A that are going to be interested in business advisory services. And most important of all, you need to conduct team training. Our belief is that you should involve virtually all of your accountants, because at various stages of their careers in your firm, they're going to have client contact, and you need them to be able to talk the talk on business advisory services, even if they're not going to be directly involved in doing the interviews for business advisory services. And what you're going to be developing for your sustainable competitive advantage over your competitors is a one-stop business advisory centre with trained staff, with the specialities that you've agreed to implement for your firm clearly identified, with systems and procedures in place and education services. So why do all this? In our opinion, it is far more interesting work. It will definitely help you retain your star employees. Indeed, in the Financial Review last week, there was an article on the problems that the top 20 firms are having in attracting star accountants. If those sort of firms are having problems, what problems are smaller accounting firms having throughout Australia? One way you can help to retain and attract those people is to offer them varied work. Offer them work that will allow them, in the words of a young accountant from Mackay in Queensland, she sent me a note saying, "Thank you, I now feel as if I'm doing real accounting work." She was obviously getting bored with day after day, 52 weeks of the year in effect, on tax returns. And we believe this will allow you to show leadership to your clients, that you are prepared to be involved in adding value to their businesses. And you will have a unique selling proposition. It will help you create businesses for sale from your client's point of view. And it won't hurt the valuation of your firm either. And there's no doubt in our opinion that clients want this service. And as we've said already this afternoon, if you don't supply it, someone else probably will. And you're going to help the client achieve financial independence. Helps in succession planning and helps clients enjoy their work. Our program suggests that there should be some special mentoring introduced for the key people within the accounting firm. We subscribe to the concept of developing champions champions for the various products and industries. And those people in the main will be younger accountants who may need some training in public speaking, in selling skills. To give them more confidence, perhaps they should do an Institute of Company Directors diploma course. And maybe they need some training in special software products like Profit Optimizer, B-Star for company valuations, and ESS Biz Tools for the complete library of tools that ESS has to help accountants deliver business advisory services. And of course they probably should do some specific reading. Books by David Maister, Rob Nixon, and other writers. So who are the product champions? We believe this is very important for the wow factor. You need more than your partners involved in delivering business advisory services. Encourage, nurture your accountants so you can have a champion for each business advisory service product. Someone who the rest of the team can go to it for advice. Someone who becomes your internal expert on a particular industry. Whether it's transport, beef grazing, pharmacies, clothing stores, supermarkets, automotive businesses, motor vehicle deals, whatever it is. You need to have people in your business who know a bit more about those industries than the mere profit and loss account and balance sheet of the client. And obviously these people need to be aware of the various material, capable in running seminars. As I've said before, we need some of these people also to be industry champions. And part of that will be that they have contact with industry associations. Perhaps once a month they write an article for various industry journals, put out a media release on matters affecting a particular industry. Be seen in the marketplace to be an accounting firm that cares for their clients and gets beyond the financial accounts being prepared pardon me, to lodge as a tax return. And obviously as part of all this development you have to make sure you've got the right people to get onto the bus. And it's no use trying to talk anyone into doing business advisory services. They have to be motivated. They have to want to perform a chief financial officer's roles for their clients. They need a can-do attitude. And they also need to take responsibility. Because we want the client to accept them that they know something about their industry. We believe every firm, as part of the business advisory services, should appoint a business development manager. Now this might be one of your current team members, might be a partner, but someone needs to take responsibility for implementing business advisory services. 30 years ago, the founder of FMRC, the Financial Management Research Centre at the University of New England, Professor Jeff Meredith, indicated that he believed there was 30 to 40% more fees in the average accountancy business if firms started offering business advisory services. That was 30 years ago. From our research, we believe that most firms in Australia are still in the same category because most firms are not offering business advisory services. So to drive this, we think someone should be in charge. Could be a new external appointment, or in most cases it will be someone within your current management or partner team who has allocated those duties. And obviously it includes the items we have there, marketing, seminars, media releases. Making arrangements with other affiliated organisations like banks, pastoral houses, solicitors, financial planners, for cross-marketing, for participation in one another's seminars. Part of the process, there does need to be a market review and a marketing plan prepared. And in the ESS BizTools material, there are checklists and advisory documents to assist in the market review and the preparation of a marketing plan. So our clear message to you today is that instead of waiting to write up your client's history months after the end of the financial year, help them to make history by being part of the forward planning team, contributing to tomorrow's activities and successes. Indeed, one of the franchise consulting firms is claiming that accountants are up to 16 months in arrears, and that accountants are really not interested in advising their clients on business development strategies. We don't accept that, although there are some accountants who obviously do accept that and are quite happy just to do tax returns. And if that's what you want to do, then this webinar is probably not for you, because we're looking for people who are prepared to make the investment in being a real partner with their clients, a team member with their clients, the chief financial officer of their clients, to help your clients make history, to contribute to the future. In my work career, I was a chief financial officer of a public company, and I can assure you that the tax return was not high on the priority list of a CFO in a public company organisation. Therefore, why is it such a high priority when accountants in public practice are probably the only finance expert that their client is having any direct communication with other than their bank manager? Things like debtors, stock, work in progress investment, currencies, government grants, cost control, drilling down into alternatives, capital expenditure. These are the things that your clients are grappling with each day, but if they were bigger businesses, they would have an experienced accountant or a chief financial officer working for them and therefore helping them. We believe that every one of your clients needs some chief financial officer's services every week. And SME clients are indicating that. They're voting with that by being prepared to sign up for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year commitments to some of the consultancy franchise businesses that are around. So obviously, in working out a checklist, you need to make sure you've identified what your clients need, and you do that by a survey. It's important in this work that it's priced up front, not the timesheet and cost per hour. The clients won't wear this. Remember, we're trying to assist you to convert what might only be a $3,000 a year annual accounts and tax return client to, in the first instance, starting to pay $10,000 or $12,000 because there's been some basic work done, like a half-day workshop, a business health check, and maybe some bit of advice on a budget or cash flow. But if you start talking to them about business plans and ongoing CFO services, that fee could be $20,000 to $30,000. Your client needs to understand that you have made the commitment to understand their business before they'll pay that sort of money. So we believe it's an opportune time to introduce bundled services fixed price agreements. And there's been various commentators, including Andrew Geddes, David Smith, Rob Nixon, to mention a few, who've been active promotions of this concept for some time. Now, before some of you say we don't want to overcharge clients, we're not suggesting that. What we're suggesting is a proper costed a list of services is offered to clients that can then be delivered to them on an annual basis for a fixed price. And obviously in all these agreements you have a clause that indicates if unforeseen work arises, well, that will be billed separately to the client. So in a gold package you might have that compliance work and then the chief financial officer's type role work that we've listed there. And you indicate to the client they'll get priority access to work turnaround. And you might also look at some other business advisory services, succession planning, exit planning, cash flow management. Now the workflow process that we at ESS BizTools have prepared covers a 24-step program from team training, mock interviews, client meetings, through a whole range of activities, using the SME needs analysis, preparing the written proposal, undertaking the assignment, the final report, and then an installation checklist. So what do you need to sell business advisory services? And unfortunately you do have to sell them. Even though the surveys are saying that SMEs want this sort of work, accountants also have to be proactive in selling the services to their clients. So you need industry knowledge. You have to listen to what the client's concerns are. You and your team will have to show empathy to understand the client's particular circumstances. And they will all be different. And you have to show them you understand the problem and you know how to solve the problem. Obviously you need product knowledge. I know many of you are busy. You're probably saying it's the week before the 30th of June, we've finally got tax returns finished and it all starts again in a couple of weeks. But your clients need business advisory services. They need it for value adding to their business, and they have indicated in survey after survey that it's the type of services they require from their accountants that in most cases they're not currently getting. And the growth of the various consultancy, franchise consultancy business indicates that if their accountancy firm does not supply these services, they will go elsewhere. And once they go elsewhere to get that service, there might be some encouragement put on them, pressure put on them, to also switch their tax return work. You're the finance expert for the clients. Once you've got their interest, you have to outline to them what you believe the client needs. And within the system we have a selling guide which we believe will help you in conversions of discussions into client contracts. Pardon me. Now, is your accountancy business ready for all this? You're probably going to say to me, it's not. But if you wait until you're 100% ready, you'll probably never get there. You'll miss the boat. And don't wait until your competitor down the road's offering business advisory service, or your client rings you and tells you they've been approached by one of the coaching franchises or another accountant. Start the process now. Initially, you need only offer business health checks, budgets, cash flow forecasts, some succession planning, and access to government grants. So to get started, you need to target at some client presentations. Have one-on-one meetings with selected clients. Then prepare them a written proposal and start the process. But as we're the week before the 30th of June, the easiest way to ease into all this is to make a decision that for the new financial year, 11-12 fiscal year, as you complete a set of business financial accounts, you will incorporate some basic information on business health checks. some key performance indicators compared to benchmarks. Why not subscribe to benchmarking.com.au, used to be FMRC benchmarking, or Eclipse benchmarking, or even check the Australian Taxation Office benchmarks and start showing you comparisons to the client there and use it as an opening discussion point. Our suggestion would be that your team learn to use Profit Optimizer so that some what-if calculations could very simply be shown to clients in your final interview meeting for the year. That should build in some wow factor, and the clients will be able to say, this is really offering us good material. Now, we've got a special offer to make. We passionately believe that Australian small businesses need business advisory services supplied to them by their trusted advisor, the accountant. So for the next 5 days, we're making an unbelievable offer. For our silver subscription, we're taking $990 off our normal first-year subscription. And for our gold subscription, we're taking off $1,760. So the subscription prices are around $1,650, including GST for a silver subscription, and $3,540 for a gold subscription, including GST. And as a special offer, we are making available free admission to all ESS BizTools subscribers, gold or silver subscribers, to 20-minute coaching webinars that will go through all aspects of business advisory services that commence on the 12th of July. To access this fantastic offer from ESS BizTools, all you have to do is register and pay the first year subscription at those discounted prices by midnight next Thursday, 30th of June 2011. So what's in the 20 free coaching webinars? We've got on the screen there what they are. Review of the introduction to business advisory services. Now they're going to run for about 20 minutes, and we're going to allow around 10 minutes for question and answers. So 30 minutes of your time, and we've published on our website the timetable for these individual presentations. There might be some slight adjustments depending on personnel availability, but basically the program is going to be delivered at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the days that are listed on our website, commencing on Tuesday the 12th of July. So there's some more of what's in the free coaching webinars. How you go about identifying your preferred industries and appointing your champions. Our leadership consultant, ex-Australian Army Colonel Peter McDougall from the Leadership Academy, will be conducting the special webinar on leadership strategies for the introduction of business advisory services. How do you motivate your team and lead them into going down this path? We will also have marketing strategies for the introduction of business advisory services conducted by our marketing manager. And then we'll move into the individual products. And obviously we will have full supporting material, tools for these individual products, which will be part of your subscription to ESS BizTools. Business health checks, which will include at least 12 different industry key performance indicator reports, and that will be added to over the next 12 months, so it'll end up about 40 key performance indicator checklists. Budgets and cash flow forecasts. How you conduct a business evaluation workshop, 1 day or half a day, and we'll have the full checklist, PowerPoint slides, everything you need to be able to conduct one of those workshops. All you've got to do is get the client to agree to go to it. Cash flow management. Cash is king. How do you explain all this to the client about their debtors management, work in progress management, stock turns? And then we move into some of the other areas like buying a business, selling a business. There's thousands of businesses for sale around Australia, and over the next decade, as more and more of the baby boomers retire, there's going to be more and more businesses on the market. Already the business brokers are saying the volume of businesses is starting to deflate the market prices. Help your client to get the best possible price by being proactive in the material and advice you use and then give to the client to help them sell a business. Succession planning. And as part of all this, we will have a special webinar of how you make clients aware of business advisory services. What sort of traumatic event can you create to make a client aware of business advisory services? To be honest, we hope we're making this with you today, and accountants all around Australia, by offering a very low entry price into not only business advisory services, but all of the material offered by ESS BizTools. The webinars include a webinar on Chief Financial Officer Services. What's involved? What's involved with strategic business mentoring? What's involved with selling these business advisory services? This is professional selling. And how do you go about launching business advisory services to your firm? Now there's a lot there, and we're not saying that you then rush off and try to do all that in day one. Incidentally, that free coaching webinar series goes through to the end of August. And by that time, we'd believe you'd be ready to start in September with offering 3 or 4 of those products. And we will be continuing to add new products to the business advisory services module over the next 2 years, because there's a whole range of other items to be included yet. So thank you very much for participating in this webinar today. If you've got any questions, can you please raise your hand, and we'll do our utmost to answer your questions now. If not, we'll get back to you if we can't answer them now. Or if you want to make a telephone call or email to us, please do so. My email is peter@essbiztools.com.au. In closing, can I urge you to think very seriously about the services you're providing to your clients and the type of work you're providing to your team. Survey after survey conducted in Australia and New Zealand has indicated that SMEs are looking for more services from their accountants. Indeed, in excess of 60% of SMEs are saying they prefer to get these services from their accountants. But the real challenge you all have in the marketplace is that if you don't supply those services and your client wants that product supplied to them, they will probably go and find someone else who will supply the service to them. And the extra income you thought you might get in a couple of years' time when you got round to supplying the service might already have gone to someone else. And there is our honest belief that the changes in the tax return preparation market in Australia are going to leave a hole of some $200 to $300 million a year in the Australian accountancy market income. And those firms that are going to lose that market share are going to be out there trying to get more and more share of the SME market. We believe offering business advisory services is your way of helping yourself and your clients through this period. So thank you very much for participation in this webinar. You'll be contacted next week by our marketing manager, Maja Velichkoska, and we take this opportunity of wishing you every success for next week, the 30th of June week. We're going to replay this webinar next Tuesday for any of your colleagues who might like to see it. We weren't going to do that, but we think this is serious enough because we do know it's 30th of June week. And we hope that on Thursday night and next Friday you can really celebrate the end of a financial year and the start of what we hope will be a very successful and challenging financial year, 2011-12, when your firm will introduce business advisory services to your clients. Thank you very much.